Hello. I'm just doing this video hoping that hope it touch somebody's life. Encourage someone out there who is struggling with some sort of health issue or whatever burden or trauma that they're facing. I've been through so much in my life and traumas and health issues and things like that, you know. you know, life sometimes life issues and life journeys sometimes, you know, give you a good kick. Some get a little goat kick, kick. Some get a donkey kick. Some get a really stallion kick. You know, in other words, we have different turns and loads, burdens that we bear through this life. And I'm just giving God thanks. I'm giving God thanks for this day, for life, for each and every moment you know, that I live to see, because each and every moment that I live to see and each day that I wake up is a miracle, and I'm thanking God for that. When you have been through so much, and and you said you want to sometimes you want to question and say, God, why me? I'm going through so much. Why am I going through this? Enough is enough. You spend so much money on medical bills and everything, and every money you get, you seem to be going in like doctor's office, pharmacies, and this test and that test and everything like that. Remember, through my life, I have bleeding issues, and that bleeding issues been on two different tablets for that issues. Wearing so much, even maternity pad, things like that. You know, After doing this video, and I'm doing this to encourage someone who is struggling right now and feel hopeless and feel like giving up right now. Um People's opinion, certain things, sickness have no shame, because sometimes when sickness take you, or you have to run to the emergency room, sometimes while you're dressing after being made a doctor, sometimes forgive us. But you know um sickness have no shame, and it has no, just like that, you have no special person, you know and things just come at you at times, and you feel burdened, and you feel hopeless and helpless, because no matter what you're doing or keep doing, it seems like things just getting worse. And when one thing hits you and you say, well, okay, seem like this is subsiding now and you're getting over this, something else hit you and you said, you know why is it that I'm going through all of this? And especially when God have a plan for you, or you're here for some special reason, Satan just hits you, and he just come at you, and he strike you at different points in your life. And it's really like, oh, you let me strike you like at this point. You see, like, you take time getting over it or anything. Say no, man, and he give you a lower blow. But through it all, you just have to keep the faith, and keep on trusting in God. I know sometimes it's difficult, because sometimes I even question God, and I pray and I cry. A lot of times my tears, I end up crying to sleep and everything like that. I, you know, with certain things going on, and then when I look at where I was and where I am now, even though, I have to give God thanks, because at one point I couldn't keep down food. I was like throwing up. I was like afraid to eat, because I was like, oh, am I gonna get an indigestion? Is this gonna happen to me? I have to go to the bathroom to throw up and things like that. Sometimes I'll be laying on. I wonder which side to lay on, or if I can lay on my back, or I have to put my, you know, actually sleep, you know, kneeling or something like that, because of the pain that I was in. I couldn't lay down, and certain things I have to sleep certain way, or you know, I I can't even lay down. So you see, um, each day I'm giving God thanks. You know, ending up at emergency room or at home, especially when you like you've like you're home alone or something like that, and you feel even like you go to your bed quite fine, and you wake up your heart just racing, or you just having palpitation or something, or palpitation keep, you know, life is a journey where, it takes you through the different gullies, rock valleys, and when you're going through your struggles and you said, oh, this is too much, and then you end up, especially at the emergency room, and you see someone and you meet someone that is out there, and then when you hear their stories and you said, oh my goodness, God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, am I complaining? But there's someone here worse off than I am, or going through a more difficult situation that I am going through. And those are the things sometimes that even encourage me that, there's still hope, there's still light at the end of the tunnel, and things like that. So, you know, I just want to encourage you today. Just keep your, you know, trust in God, because when you like in my state, like my case, when I do tests, I do various tests, and things like that, and then when the doctor is gonna look at you and say, well, okay, this is a good report, and then you give the doctor a look, and then the doctor is gonna look at you and said, what does that look for? you know why your face like that? Because doctor gonna question you, aren't you glad that you know you got a good report and things like that? But when you get a good report and then your body is sending you different feelings and you're going through other things, and then you wonder, the doc said, I understand. She said to me, she said, I understand. You wanted something, to say, well, I said, yes, doc, I wanted at least to say, well, okay, yes, I'm going through this because of this issue, or this is what's going on. This is what taking place with me. But despite it all, and despite what I'm going through, I'm thankful for, each when I get a good report, despite me going to my bed sometimes and I dream. A couple nights ago, I dreamed that something shot me and I was healed. And then I get up through the course of the day. I wasn't feeling that hot, and I was like, oh God, oh, I've, you know, I'm having these dreams. I'm getting this good report from the doctor's office, and yet I'm going through this issue, or this is taking place with me. I can't understand. Um, Sometimes we are foolish and we do foolish things, and in saying this to say that we question God, He does things and that we don't understand, and He take us through valleys and through certain things, and and sometimes we have the strength and He give us the strength to do it, but we don't believe that we have the strength because of our we're thinking, or what Satan trying to have us believe. um because, like, you know my blood count was low, as I said, and I was on iron tablets and taking this and taking that and supplement and things like that. I was very anemic, and a couple weeks ago, I did some tests couple months ago, and they said my blood count was going up. I was like, okay, but yet still I'm going through other things. And then I went again, I do it, and the doctor said, oh yeah, it's going up. I was admitted in the hospital, and they said, when I was in there, they did it again, and they said it's going up. And I did it couple weeks ago, and they said it's like at 12. So I was like, God, when the doctor told me that my blood count, and when he told me what it was first, I was like, God, are you laughing at me? It came in my mind. I didn't speak it out, but I God forgive me, and I said, God forgive me for thinking thinking like that, you know, because when he told me, I was like, really, you know, what is, and asked myself, what is it that he's trying to make me see? Or what is it that I'm doing wrong? You know, and, you know, sometimes you're going through an issue and everything like that, and you don't have anyone to talk to. And some person may look at you and think you're crazy, or think, it's the usual and things like that. But whatever it is that I'm going through and what I'm going through, I know which is not evil on my enemy. That's if I have none. I don't know of any right now. But um, you know, I just want to encourage you, just like the song said, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking of you. Lord,